Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So if you're working with WordPress, I think for a lot of people, the SEO strategy is pretty simple.
Oh, yeah?
You install Yoast, you maybe fill out a meta description, and then you just kind of hope for the best.
And that's it. You call it a day.
Exactly. But if that's all you're doing, you're really only scratching the surface. Today, we're here to give you the blueprint for maximizing that organic traffic.
And it's so important because the potential is just, it's immense. I mean, think about it. Over 5.5 billion Google searches happen every single day.
Every day. That's a staggering number.
Right. So if you can capture even a tiny fraction of that traffic
Right.
by really mastering your SEO, it can completely transform your website.
Yeah.
This isn't just about visibility.
No.
It's about getting in front of people who are actively looking for what you offer.
Absolutely. So our mission in this deep dive is to lay out a complete holistic system. We're talking powerful tools, we're talking technical excellence, and a really smart, data-driven content strategy.
It really boils down to like a four-pillar system.
Okay.
You've got the tools, the content, that rock-solid technical foundation, and then the continuous cycle of improvement.
Let's start with that first pillar then, the new essential toolkit. I think for way too long, people have just assumed that Yoast or Rank Math is the only answer.
They're great, don't get me wrong. They're a fantastic foundation.
But they're not the end-all be-all. To really perform today, you need more specialized tools working together. So we'd love to hear from you. What specialized SEO tool is essential in your workflow? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, definitely share that. Because the baseline plugins, they handle the basics, but they often lack that really deep functionality.
Okay, so what are we complementing them with?
Well, take a tool like All-in-One SEO, or AIOSEO. It's trusted by millions, and it has these really specialized features like its link assistant.
Tell me more about that, because internal linking is so important, but trying to manage it manually across, say, hundreds of pages, that sounds like a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. And that's where a specialized tool just shines. The link assistant, it automatically finds opportunities for internal links and even suggests the best anchor text.
So it's not just about navigation.
Not at all. It's about flowing authority, what we used to call link equity or page rank, to your most important pages. And that is something that just gets missed when you're doing it by hand.
Okay, what other tools should be in this toolkit?
SEOPress is another one. It's a lightweight powerhouse. So if site speed is a huge priority for you, this is a fantastic alternative.
And it handles the advanced stuff, too.
Oh, yeah. It supports things like extensive schema markup, structured breadcrumbs, and it integrates seamlessly with Google Analytics.
Okay, and what about for actually writing the content? I feel like there's always this tension between writing for the algorithm and writing for a human.
That is a perfect lead-in to the SEMrush SEO writing assistant. What's amazing here is that it gives you real-time feedback right inside the WordPress editor.
So it's more than just keyword density.
Much more. It gives you an SEO score, it checks readability, and it even judges your text for originality and tone against the pages that are already ranking at the top.
I can see how that's efficient, but does that risk making the content feel, I don't know, robotic? We are still writing for people after all.
That's a really important question. You have to think of the tool as a guardrail. It makes sure you don't miss the core components of a well-optimized page.
But the human insight still has to be there.
The human insight is everything. The writer provides that. The tool just ensures you've covered your bases. And finally, you need to see if any of this is actually working.
Right, the data.
Which is where MonsterInsights comes in. It pulls Google Analytics right into your dashboard and turns all that raw data into insights you can actually use.
That is a serious toolkit upgrade. Okay, so now that we have the engine running right, let's talk about the fuel. The content. We're moving into strategic content and keyword hunting. The goal here is finding those easier ranking opportunities, right?
Exactly. It's about shifting from just guessing what keywords to use to a really data-driven process. And we can break that down into 4 key steps.
Okay, step 1.
Step 1 is to discover low competition opportunities. This means you're using specialized tools, something like LowFruits.
What does a tool like LowFruits do that, say, a standard keyword planner doesn't?
It's actively searching for keywords where the site's ranking in the top spots are actually, well, they're weak. They're low authority domains.
So you're finding the weak spots in the search results.
You're finding the path of least resistance. These are targets where you know you can rank quickly, even if you're not a huge authority site yet.
I like that. So what's step 2?
Step 2 is to analyze your competition. And for this, you're using the power tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush.
And you're not just looking at what they rank for.
No, you're going deeper You're looking at their content structure, you're checking keyword difficulty scores, and you're hunting for those crucial content gaps that they just haven't filled.
This all seems geared toward avoiding those big vanity keywords that everyone wants but almost no one can rank for.
That's the whole point. Which brings us to step 3, targeting long-tail keywords. But the definition of that has kind of changed.
It's not just about 3-word phrases anymore.
No, today it's really about specific user search intent. Think about conversational questions, 4 or 5 or more words long, the kind of thing you'd actually ask a smart speaker. They have less competition just because they're so specific.
And then step 4 is about bringing it all together.
Right. Step 4 is to build topic clusters. This is so critical for showing search engines that you have real topical authority.
So you create one big pillar piece of content.
Exactly, around a core subject. And then you create smaller satellite articles that answer all the related long-tail questions, all linking back to that main pillar. It proves you're the definitive source on that topic.
I love that. But all of this beautiful content is useless if the site's foundation is shaky.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to technical excellence and site structure.
This is the bedrock. I can't stress this enough. If your site isn't fast, secure, and easy for search engines to crawl, all that work you did on content strategy is basically wasted.
So let's break down the must-haves. It has to start with fast and secure hosting.
Non-negotiable.
We're talking about premium providers like SiteGround or WP Engine because core web vitals. I mean, speed is everything now. Slow sites just kill your rankings.
They kill rankings and user experience. After hosting, you have to look at your theme. You need an SEO-optimized theme built for speed and mobile responsiveness from the ground up.
Right. If the theme itself is bloated with code, you're fighting an uphill battle from day one.
A huge uphill battle. Then, once you've got speed handled, you need to make sure the crawlers can actually find all your content.
And that's where XML sitemaps come in.
You need to generate them and submit them to Google. Tools like AIOSEO or SEOPress can do this for you. It's like handing Google a perfectly organized map of your entire website.
And of course, you have to maintain the site's health over time.
Constantly. This means a clean URL structure, using SEO-friendly permalinks, and this is vital, proactively fixing broken links with redirect plugins.
Because broken links are bad for users and for crawlers.
They frustrate both. It's just a dead end, and it leads to inefficient indexing.
Okay, speaking of the user, let's pivot to the things they interact with directly. The on-page deep dive.
This is all about maximizing relevance and, crucially, the click-through rate from the search results.
It starts with meta optimization.
Right. Your meta titles and descriptions have 2 jobs. First, signal relevance to the search engine. Second, persuade the human user to click your link instead of the 9 others on the page.
And when they do click, what about keyword placement within the content itself?
It needs to be strategic, but feel natural. You want your primary keyword in your main H1 headline. You want it somewhere in the first 100 words, and then just sprinkled naturally throughout.
And don't forget image alt text.
Please don't forget image alt text. This is such a common failure point.
People just upload images with file names like img2025.jpg.
Exactly. And they miss out on a huge opportunity. Descriptive alt text helps search engines understand the image, and it's critical for accessibility. Every single image needs it.
What about the more technical on-page elements?
Schema and breadcrumbs. Enabling breadcrumbs is great for user navigation, and implementing schema markup is how you earn those rich snippets in the search results.
Like the star ratings or the FAQ dropdown?
Right, and those make your listing pop. They dramatically increase your click-through rate.
This is great. But it's not enough for the page to be technically perfect. The content itself has to deliver.
It has to be fresh and valuable. You have to regularly publish high-quality content that actually answers the user's question. That's how you build authority and keep people on your site.
And how it's presented is just as important for keeping them there.
Definitely. Readability matters. If your content is just a huge wall of dense text, people are going to bounce immediately. And that's a very bad signal to Google.
So use tools like Yoast or that SEMrush assistant to check it.
Use the tools, break it up with headings, use short paragraphs, make it scannable. And we have to circle back to media optimization.
The images again.
The images. You have to compress them and ideally use the WebP format. It offers way better compression, which means faster load times, which is a direct factor for core web vitals.
And the final piece of this user experience puzzle.
Mobile-first design. The vast majority of searches happen on mobile now. Google even indexes your site based on the mobile version. So if your mobile experience is bad, your rankings will suffer, period.
Okay, let's step outside of our own website now and talk about external signals, off-page authority, and link building.
This is where search engines decide if they can trust you.
We talked about internal linking, but the real challenge is getting those quality backlinks from other sites.
That's the hardest part of SEO, arguably. But you can't just hope for them. It requires a really strategic effort.
So what does that look like?
It means targeted guest posts on reputable sites. It means building strategic partnerships. And most of all, it means creating content that is so good, so data-rich, that people link to it organically because it's the best resource out there.
And you can use social media to kind of kickstart that process.
Yes, social amplification gives you that initial boost. You share new content, drive some referral traffic, and that signals freshness and relevance back to the search engines.
And you also have to protect your reputation. You have to monitor your link health.
Obsessively.
Yeah.
You need to know who is linking to you.
So what makes a link toxic?
A toxic link usually comes from a spammy, totally irrelevant site. It can look like you're trying to manipulate the rankings, and that can lead to penalties.
So you use tools like RFs or Google Search Console to find them?
And then you use the disavow tool to tell Google, hey, ignore that link. It's not from me.
No.
It's about protecting the authority you've worked so hard to build.
That constant monitoring and adapting, it brings us perfectly to our final pillar: tracking, audits, and continuous improvement. SEO is never set it and forget it.
Never. A data-driven approach is the only way to get sustained success. If you're not tracking what's working, you're just flying blind.
And this is where we have to be honest. So I want to ask you listening, what technical issue or broken link is currently slowing down your site? Have a think about that, because that's your starting point.
That's a great question, because this whole process is a four-step loop. Step one is to connect your analytics.
So Google Search Console and Google Analytics.
Get them integrated using a tool like MonsterInsights. Search Console tells you how Google sees your site. Analytics tells you how users behave on your site. You need both.
And that data then fuels step two,
which is to monitor performance. You track your keyword rankings, your traffic sources, your user behavior. You learn what's working so you can do more of it.
Then comes the periodic checkup.
Step 3. Conduct SEO audits. You use a tool like Screaming Frog to crawl your entire site, just like a search engine would. It will systematically find every broken link, every redirect chain, every single technical issue you might have missed.
And all of that information feeds into the final step.
Step 4. Adapt your strategy. Based on that data and that audit, you go back and update old content, you fix the technical errors you found, and you double down on the topics that are performing well. It's a constant loop.
A loop that keeps you ahead of algorithm changes and the competition.
That's the goal.
This has been an incredibly thorough deep dive. We've really laid out those 4 pillars for a complete WordPress SEO system.
To quickly summarize, that system is 1. Leverage powerful tools. Go beyond the basics with things like AIOSEO, SEOPress, and MonsterInsights.
2. Strategic content planning. Target user intent with low competition and long-tail keywords.
3 is technical excellence. That means superior speed, a clean structure, and a mobile-first design.
And the 4th, and maybe the most important for the long term, is to track and refine. Continuously monitor your data and audit your site to adapt and grow.
And the final thought I want to leave you with is this. The tools and the strategies we talked about today, they're all accessible to you right now. The only barrier is taking action. So I'd encourage you to pick one thing, just one from our conversation today, and implement it. Whether that's running your first site audit or just adding alt text to your images. Start there and watch what happens to your organic traffic.